Welcome to Business Talk, your window into the world of finance, tech and entrepreneurship. And today we've got the privilege of speaking with a true visionary in the field, Vangelis Kyriazis, who's the co-founder and CEO of Syft Analytics. And he's someone who has a real passion for simplifying complex financial data and empowering small businesses. He's led Syft to become a global leader in financial reporting and analytics. He's transitioned from running a personal accounting practice to pioneering tech advancements in financial management, a journey that began at WITS. We earned an honours in accounting and finance. And prior to founding Syft, Vangelis honed his experience at Investec, specializing in structured finance and analytics. So he's seen the big corporate side, the entrepreneurial side. And today, Vangelis is joining us to discuss the importance of how we leverage software like Xero and Syft for small businesses in South Africa. Vangelis, it's just a great pleasure having you on the show.
Thanks for having me, and I really appreciate the introduction, Michael. Looking forward to today's chat, and excited to dive into it.
Now, often for a small business, you're wearing many different hats, you're fulfilling many different roles. And so any way that you can get a better sight of all of your financial data, be it through a dashboard or different platforms, is definitely something that's going to add value. I think that's quite obvious. But can you just elaborate on how Xero in particular assists small businesses in tracking and reporting financial data?
Yeah, sure. I think it all starts being cloud accounting software. It all starts with linking directly to your financial institution. So Xero with the direct bank feeds to all of the major banks, and bringing in that sort of underlying bank data really allows you to get that into your accounting software. And once you've got that foundation, it's quite easy to start invoicing customers, allocating expenses, and it kind of becomes the hub of your business from an accounting perspective. So it sits at the core. The ability to both invoice, but also track expenses on the other side is sort of the two ins and outs that Xero allows you to sort of unlock.
Yeah. And it really then just streamlines that whole process of financial management for entrepreneurs. What are the potential consequences if entrepreneurs fail to track and report their financial data regularly? Because let's face it, entrepreneurs are builders, they're dreamers, they doers. They don't roll out of bed necessarily wanting to do that kind of back office admin type work on their business, but it is so critical.
Agreed. I think it all boils down to tax at the end of the day. You know, you've got VAT returns every 2 months that as your business grows and you're north of R1 million in sales, you're going to have to be submitting to SARS. So I think without having your books in order, you sort of struggle to get those returns submitted accurately. And that's a direct impact on the bottom line. You know, if you sort of don't claim enough from some of your VATable expenses, or you undersubmit, you could have penalties as well. So I think the tax side is a direct hit to the bottom line. On the other side, the ability to know where your business is at, sort of mid-month, real time, also helps you know, can I cover payroll? Who owes me money? You know, it helps you answer those questions that are pretty key to ensure that the cash balance in your business is healthy. And as we say, if cash is king, you want to know that that's sort of tracking up from time to time, and that you can cover expenses as they come due.
Yeah, it's almost like having that bookkeeper in your pocket, who's going to be tapping you on the shoulder to say, right, you've got to chase up, you've got some outstanding debtors there, we're running low here. And it gives you that in real time because of the ability to plug into your bank account and all of those things. Based on your experience, what advice would you offer to small businesses to ensure that they're effectively set up for success in terms of financial tracking and reporting?
I think getting a cloud accounting system in from day one is advisable. You know, when you're starting out, every rand counts. So sometimes to pay for additional software that maybe isn't core in sort of the sales space, you think, do I really need it? But I think it is worthwhile to have those systems set up from day one. The ability to then invoice customers gives you that ability to sort of sell more, to track. And once you start having more of your data sitting in a single system, you can start to infer things like, who are my biggest customers, which products are moving. So it does really set you up for success, having a system in place from day one, rather than waiting down the line and trying to catch that up sort of 12 months later.
You touched on a very good point there. So, I mean, on the one hand, it's about streamlining processes and just gaining a bit more efficiency in the business and automating some of the processes and taking the mundane away. But I think the real benefit, the strategic benefit, is those insights that you mentioned. Understand, who are your good payers, how are you interacting with key suppliers around stock levels and that kind of thing. Do you think businesses are fully diving into this data and getting their hands dirty with it and utilizing the full potential of this kind of insight? Or what are the challenges, do you think, that small businesses experience when they use the software to really get the benefits of that insight?
Probably not, I would say, Michael. I think typically you would run into things like fragmented systems. You've got some of your data sitting in one place. Maybe it's your customer relationship management, your CRM software. Then you've got other data sitting in another place. So hard to sort of consolidate that data. Typically, again, as like a business owner, I mean, how do we do this analysis? Do we push it to Excel? Do we try build out visualizations and sort of pivot the data? So the actually like taking the data and getting it to insights, that process used to be, I'd say, probably like quite laborious and time consuming. And then do you have to then repeat this every month to get the insights that you like or the insights that you need? So I think the fragmented data and the fact that you'd have to build things maybe manually was huge challenges for businesses. And then that information is really useful, especially on the customer and product side of your business. I think there's so much rich information there that's underutilized in small business. Then there's a correlation between size of business and value of analytics, but also the ability to actually use that data. Big businesses and corporates are great at getting insights out of their data, but they've got teams and people set up to do it. Small businesses, less resources, sort of struggle to access that data, but also get those insights out of it. So I think there's opportunity in it, but still underserved at present.
And that's really a big opportunity for businesses like yourself, like Xero as well. So how do you, as Syft Analytics, address these challenges and provide solutions for small businesses?
Awesome. So I think founding of Syft came around getting off of Excel and moving to an environment where we could plug directly into Xero, ingest that data from Xero's APIs, and in a plug-and-play environment, build out these reports and insights for small businesses without them having to go to Excel, build it themselves. So the fact that it's now directly connected and that there's a lot of information sitting in Xero, not just on your, let's call it profit and loss and balance sheets. There's more color to a sales line in Xero in your P&L because you do have that customer and product information that sits below that. So that's really why we got started with Syft, to automate the process of data ingestion to insights without the need for a business user, someone that's not that technical, to have to do that process themselves. And it's more of a plug and play, and they're sort of looking at visualizations that make sense and help them make better decisions.
And when you look at this partnership with Xero, I think it's certainly grown from strength to strength. And I recall chatting to you last year at the Chartered Institute of Business Accountants conference, and it really struck me just how useful this is to bookkeeping accountants, business accountants, and people who are getting their hands dirty with data, but also for SMEs. When you chose Xero, what sets it apart from other accounting software available in the market? So what are the unique features or functionalities of Xero that make it particularly beneficial for small business owners?
It's a good question, Michael. And we actually started working with Xero back in early 2018. So we integrated with Xero about 6 years ago now, sort of February 2018. What's pretty unique to Xero is that they're a global business. 4 million businesses use Xero for their accounting worldwide. And that's all the way through from New Zealand through to Canada. I think Xero's got a good sense of what small business needs, especially when you look at like the user interface for a business owner logging in. It's quite intuitive. And what makes it unique is that a business owner can get started really quickly, and it's quite easy for them to start invoicing their customers in the platform without the need for like much training or sort of like guidance from the accountant or bookkeeper on how to do that. So I think user interface and ability to get started really quickly on Xero is key. And it really talks to the underlying small business, because at the end of the day, a small business owner wants to invoice customers and maybe allocate expenses. But it also has the more advanced features for accountants and bookkeepers where it comes to sort of VAT returns, journal entries, and the more complex accounting. So I think it hits a nice sweet spot, Xero, of easy to use for small businesses, but also the more complex features for accountants and bookkeepers.
And I think, as most small businesses will attest to, just getting onboarded as a vendor with a big corporate and going through their Oracle or whatever SAP process can be laborious and time consuming. And the last thing you want to do is be replicating that in your own business. You want to be out there generating new business, building new products and delivering services and delighting customers. In terms of the onboarding process, can you just walk us through that entire process of signing up for Xero and integrating it with Syft Analytics?
Yeah, sure. I think as a small business, it's pretty quick and easy to get started on Xero. I think you get a 30-day trial and then you can convert over to a paid plan. Always recommend is like linking your bank account in is number one, because suddenly then information's pulling in directly, and any invoices that are paid by customers are automatically matched and sort of receipted by Xero. From Xero, you can visit Syft on the App Store. And once you've done that, you simply sort of authenticate Syft in 30 seconds to pull in your data. And after a few minutes of us ingesting your data, you'll have these insights and visualizations that complement Xero's reports. Now, you'll definitely get a suite of reports within Xero on your business. Syft will add a few more things like visualizations and advanced reporting. So you can think of it as kind of like an iPhone and iOS. Apple can't build every single app to serve every single feature. You're going to get a really decent editing app within Xero, but if you want to take it within an iPhone, but if you want to take it to the next level, you can look for an app to sort of complement the feature set that you're already getting within the core software.
And how much support is available for users during that transition? Because I think often the support is important when you're a non-technical individual in a particular field and are a little bit daunted by these things and how to integrate them. And I don't think many packages out there have the level of support that they really should have to help onboard and integrate into back-end systems.
I agree, Michael. In sort of like a technical environment, accounting and financial data, users do sometimes need assistance. So we've got a local sales team. We're actually all based in Johannesburg, a team of 75 in Johannesburg. So very high-touch sales team where you can jump on a video call, even visit our offices, or have our team visit you. And then there's real-time support. So that's like a 2-minute response time from our team, pretty much 24/7. So whenever you need us, you can message in and you're getting a very technical person on the other side that can help you navigate and solve what you've come to Syft to solve. So it's important in an environment where it's a business and it's a technical side of the business. Accounting is daunting. It's important to have a human to speak to and not just be self-service.
I think it's a big differentiator actually in the South African market, and so often, especially when it's new technology to you, you just need that support as you gain familiarity with the program. But after that, you tend to just fly. There you have it, folks. Really fascinating conversation. Thank you very much to Vangelis Kyriazis, co-founder and CEO of Syft Analytics. Vangelis, thanks so much for your time.
Great to be on. Thanks, Michael.